Welcome to the channel, everybody. How's it going today, guys? So, we had a lot of fun last night. Can't even begin to tell you guys how much of a blast it was. But if you did miss it, there is talks that it may be something that happens again in the future. Brittany, nice to see you. How you doing? Congratulations on 1 subs, by the way. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Amon, nice to see you back again. So yeah, we had a lot of fun last night. We did kind of something a little different last night. One of my alliance members decided to challenge chat to Battlegrounds. And for every one he lost, he donated a membership to the channel. So we actually ended up adding quite a few new members to the channel last night, not only through him losing a few, but we had some very generous people as well, such as Amon, who donated several memberships as well. Guys, I can't thank you guys enough. It was so much fun. A little different than anything we've done before, but definitely something I would talk about doing again, and especially if anybody else wanted to do something like that. If you wanted to run the gauntlet and test your skills against chat, we screen shared all of his matches last night so that everybody could watch how he did the whole time. It was an absolute blast. We had almost 20 people volunteer to step up and give him a challenge. But this all sprouted out because I decided to do 2 live streams yesterday, one of which on the second account I went through and took down the collector just for a little bit of fun, because it was one of the milestones I was getting to on that account. I have started at Act 6 on that one. It is Cavalier already. It needs to go up to Thronebreaker just like this one does. But I've been giving a lot of people the advice, especially if they're not a higher level account, to go ahead and finish out Act 5 100% before moving on. And my baby account that we started back in July happens to be right at that milestone as well. It is Cavalier as well, getting ready to move on to Thronebreaker. We got a pretty stacked roster at this point. So I thought we'd see how much fun it would be to take a 7-star Thanos and go see if we can't take down the final Ultron boss in Act 5 several times, and then celebrate by opening all the rewards for 100%ing Act 5. And then we'll start working on pushing this one to Thronebreaker over the next few weeks after I get done doing everything I need to do on the main account, because we are starting to push Act 8 on the main account. Something that I am really excited about. And look at that, a small and full energy refill right off the bat the second we go in there. Not something we necessarily needed, but at the same time, I did just hear, I'm hearing that. By the way, guys, I apologize if we were getting echo. I normally remember to hit the mute on the monitor, and just realized why I was hearing some of the things I was. Gotta make a mistake every day so that we remember to learn from them. They did nerf this level as far as revive farming, which does affect things a bit, but it is still, especially since this is going to be my initial clear on this, it does still benefit us quite a bit to pick up whatever we can off of the map, and especially since we're going to be taking these paths anyways. So, not that this account is short on potions or revives, it doesn't do hard enough content to really use them on a regular basis. But I am going to be pushing, like I said, Thronebreaker with this account over the next month or so, and Well, figured it would be a little bit of fun to make sure that we gave every opportunity we could by getting all the rewards. I'm going to attempt watching you and playing at the same time on my iPad, so I might not be able to chat. No problem, Brittany. I appreciate you just lurking and showing the support. So, we all know me. I can gab for a long time anyways, which is part of the reason that it works for me. Because I don't, there are times that I know that there are plenty of people that do exactly that. They stop in for support and they watch on the TV, or they're watching while they're getting other things done, which I really do appreciate, guys. It is any kind of support that you guys are able to show makes me extremely happy, and I cannot even begin to tell you guys how amazed I am that you guys do give me as much support as you do. I know in comparison to watching a lot of the others, like, they do things that awe-inspire you, and you go, wow, like, I can't wait to be able to do that, or you're on that level, and it's really cool. But I know for quite a few of the members of my audience, like, there's quite a few of you that have quite a bit more skill than I do. And I know that's something a lot of YouTubers say, and then you watch them go crush something. I always laugh when, like, Didi or Prof say it, because, like, or especially like Abido, when he talks about that he sucks at the game. It just amazes me, because, like, I'm like, I can't do what you're doing, and you say you suck. But I do, I also give that portion of the community that isn't them a spot, and that's where I knew my existence would be at. But I also knew I needed the support of the rest of the community, the people that, yo, what you doing streaming so early? How are you? Just honestly knocking out some fun. We're gonna do a bigger stream tonight. Gonna be working on main account stuff, but I just wanted to do something fun for a couple hours. For those who don't know, I recently lost my job that I've had for the last 3 years, and so I'm trying to figure out how to get the bills covered at the moment, but I have a little bit of extra time on my hands, whereas that I haven't had any time for months to really be able to do much of anything. When I moved out here to Seattle, the first few months, the living situation I had arranged fell through. So I didn't have any place to live, so I was literally working 60, 70 hours a week, just trying to pay for hotels and Airbnbs until I finally gave up and just lived in the car until I could afford to get into a place. And I was just starting to make the comeback on things, and finally starting to be able to cut back on hours just a little bit. And that's when I got a customer complaint that it is inappropriate to call a customer sweetheart when you greet them. And so I was terminated, in spite of the fact that it was the first complaint I had gotten in 3 years of working there. So I've kind of taken a big hit on things at a time period where I hadn't fully recovered from all the other hits. And so I'm trying to make the best of the situation by streaming as much as possible, so I can at least keep the channel growing while I try and figure out a way to get the bills covered. But yeah, like I said, like I was saying, I I appreciate the people that have more skill than me that still come and support the channel. I know I don't offer as much for you guys other than, you know, a laugh and an entertainment. But I try and give a good place for the community. Try and give, you know, a good environment that everybody can enjoy hanging out in. And I'm glad that you guys do stop in and support. It's so amazing. JJ, how's it going? It's nice seeing some of those extra badges next to people's names. Join LAPD. You don't get customer complaints. I mean, that would require another move. I don't think I can commute to LA every day. But yeah, I mean, the police union does protect quite well as far as against complaints. But yeah, no, it was one of those things, and I mean, like I said, it's something I've done for years. I've always greeted customers that way. You know, I walk up to customers, hey man, how's it going today? Hey bud, how's it going today? Walk up to female customers, hey sweetheart, you know, hey darling, how you doing today? It's how I talk. I've literally had female friends like look at people in the eyes and be like, no, that's just Bob, and it's you know, it is who he is. He's not flirting, he's not being affectionate. He's, you know, I grew up mostly around my grandfather, and he was born and raised in Eufaula, Oklahoma. So I picked up a lot of the southern mannerisms. And I've always been that, you know, I always saw it as just being polite and stuff, but culture changes, and sometimes you just don't fit into those cultures. And, you know, there are things that I know that I said when I was younger that were not necessarily acceptable. And I have done my best to adjust those and make sure that I don't make the mistakes of my youth. This is one I didn't think I was actually making. That's a load of rubbish for a fired for one complaint. Yeah, I think it was also because I also complain about the fact that they've cut our wages 9 times in the last 3 years. And encourage the idea that we need to do something about it. And I think they're afraid that I might actually unionize the workforce. Well, you're kind of get the complaint all the time. You're hated for the entire time you're on patrol, officer. If you join Metro or SWAT, you're only there for people's worst days, and you don't get complaints. Yeah, that does. That's one of the things too. I think that's one of the worst parts of I think we put far too much on our police force. It shouldn't. There's a lot of things that shouldn't be just you guys, by far. Triple Z, welcome into the chat. How did the membership challenge turn out last night? So the final count, as Fritz shows up just in time to cry a little. He took on 18 opponents, 19 including me. He lost 5 times throughout the whole night. So he did a great job. He donated 5 memberships in total, which was absolutely wonderful and more than I could have expected. But also on top of that, we had Rizzo stop in and he donated a membership. Amon donated 5 memberships last night. Oh my god. Zero Frost Ninja donated 5 memberships last night. Trill Will donated an additional 5 memberships last night. All in all, we added 26 members to the channel last night. We did get a couple new subscriber, and we had 3 super chats throughout the evening. So it ended up being an absolute blast. And I cannot thank Wasi enough for volunteering for it. Even though it was like 100% his idea, it wasn't even like I asked him. But we have had discussions, and there are a couple people who have mentioned maybe wanting to do something similar if I would feature them in the future, which I would overwhelmingly be willing to do if anybody's interested. And then also on top of that, I did have a couple people reach out that I had talked to previously that didn't get a chance to get the message in time, and have said that they would be interested in challenging Wasi in the future if he decides that he wants to do it another time. So, well, I think it may be something we do again on the channel a few times. First 7 years I was on patrol, I honestly hated it. I didn't realize how much hate I was gonna get, but stuck to it and joined SWAT. Now I'm a sergeant of the LAPD Metro SWAT Team Rescue 1. Thank you, man, for your service, and I'm sure you don't hear it enough, and I know you get a lot of grief. But I will tell you this much. I do think that we put way too much on you guys. I do think that you guys should get a lot more support, and that there should be more programs out there to help people that would reduce a lot of the problems you guys have to deal with. But I do commend the fact of anybody who wants to put themselves in that line, even knowing that there's not enough out there for you guys. I don't talk politics too often on here. It does get brought up from time to time, and I never shy away from my views. I will tell you, a lot of people will think I lean way too left, but I am very much independent, and I look at the entire message, not just the tagline. And like I said, I think there should be, I think there should be counseling services out there that you guys can be called before it has to go to you. I think mental health services need to be increased. I think homeless situations definitely need to be addressed. Wage inequality, these type of things would make you guys' job 1,000 times easier. I also think there should be more resources out there to help combat domestic abuse, mental health issues, all of these things. But knowing that those things are as much of a problem, and you guys still standing on the front line dealing with them while those services are not provided at the levels that they should be, is an absolute shame that should be addressed. And I cannot commend you guys enough for being willing to do so. But yeah, Triple Z, like I said, we went for almost a full 4 hours last night, which I did kind of somewhat blindside Wasi with, because he didn't quite catch what I said when I said how long it was going to be. But he was a real trooper. He did he did 3.5 hours of challengers. And then after which, I wrapped up a couple small things and ranked forward my Werewolf by Night. We will be ranked 5ing him at some point, but I at least got him started. And that's how we ended things last night. So, was a lot of fun, and I really look forward to it. It was a completely different idea and concept than I had even thought of doing before. But it was a nice way to give the community something cool, and also on top of that, like, promote the skills of somebody that I admire the level of skill he has, and give him a chance to step up to a challenge. But yeah, I mean, it has been it's been more than I could have asked for, guys. And I again I thank everybody all the time for the support, but I cannot thank you guys enough. No, man, no apologies needed whatsoever, bro. Like, I put the word out to pretty much everybody, just because A, I wanted to make sure that he had a good challenge, and B, I was hoping that it could be as big of a thing as it ended up being last night. Well, I was hoping it could just be a good fun big night. Um, I will tell you, it was probably the most consistent I've had on chat being active the entire night long. We had overwhelmingly good numbers. Everybody stuck out most of the evening. Had a couple people talking about that it felt like one of the bigger streamers chats. It was everything that I have been hoping that this channel could be for a long time, outside of the fact that I still have to pay some bills. But outside of that, like, it was absolutely amazing. It was great. Good challenge. Hey man, like I said, personally, I'm working on making sure that the next one is even more so. I can't do a lot to thank you for all the support that you've given the channel and all the support that you have given me as an alliance leader. Being one of the officers helping me grow the alliance and push us to a higher level. And I know often that one of the things that you lack from being part of this alliance, outside of the higher tier rewards, is the challenge of being able to challenge other alliance mates at a similar level. So this is my way of thanking you. I found you people. I went out and got the people that I have made connections with and brought you a challenge. Just matched a dude out of another master alliance. Shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, I know you get them on a regular anyways, just because you place well in Gladiator Circuit and stuff. But again,
hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself.
Okay, fine. You want to be aggressive and not let me play properly? Then I will just take you out. Whatever.
Change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown.
Yeah, whatever.
They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I
really gotta add more of these guys' music. I really do like them. You lurking and grocery shopping since I couldn't yesterday. Not a problem, man. I appreciate it.
They don't wanna see me make it, they don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared I walk a
Yeah, like I said, guys, I know this one isn't most people are, you know, anybody that isn't at least Thronebreaker, I do encourage the idea that you go through and 100% all of the first 5 acts. I wouldn't have done that before they reworked Act 5, but the rewards that are in Act 5 now are actually pretty phenomenal, especially for a lower level account. So if you're struggling, this is a great way to do it. After you're done being sympathetic and shit, nah, I'm joking, but read my last when you get a second. Oh, sorry, I missed that. I apologize. After I got out of the Marines, after I served in Somalia, I realized I wanted to make an actual change. Being a Marine isn't gonna do that, and now I'm making a difference. Man, that is, wow. First off, like, thank you. Simplify, man. And I say that with all the respect in the world. I grew up around a lot of Marines. The man I call Dad, who isn't my father, but he's been like a father to me most of my life. At least since high school. Is a retired Marine. And I did Marine Corps ROTC in school. Not that counts in any way, shape, or form. But so I did grow up around a lot of Marine culture, so I have a lot of respect. I have respect for all the military, period, but definitely I know what the Marines go through. But I also have a brother-in-law who was an MP in the Army and went from that to being chief of police of his town in Iowa, and then ended up moving on to being a beat cop in a larger town. So I do understand people making that transition is a often thing, but it is admirable that when somebody wants to do it for the right reasons. I see one of the things I saw when I was in the criminal justice program, and even when I went back to school for marketing and had a lot of friends in the criminal justice program, and even saw it with some of the police officers I knew growing up. There are a lot of people that get into that line of work for the wrong reasons. People that spent their life getting bullied and want to bully people, or just want to feel like they have power. Those people unfortunately give a lot of bad reputation. So to hear that you went from one of the worst situations that you could be in, and then came home and said the way to change things is to do it locally and make a difference, is 100% admirable. And yeah, man, thank you so much. And you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna get a little sympathetic. YT, how's it going? Yeah. I know, beat him. I was getting distracted talking. But we're going to be done with this one here in a second. We'll go back through. We got to do this a couple more times, and then we'll have an opening. This will probably be another one of the short afternoon streams like yesterday was. But like I said, I will be back on tonight. I've got a few things that I need to do on the main account, and we're going to go through and do those. And that will be more of a higher level type of situation. Definitely not as high level as the Battlegrounds matches last night, but we are going to get some stuff done. Oh, you beat the guy in Pepe's Alliance? Nice. Okay, that was crap. How did you punch through that? Yeah. Yes, Wasi is fridge. YT, you know, I'm having a lot of fun with the channel and streaming. Outside of that, things are still not the greatest, but I'm working on it. A city? Nice to see you. Yeah, Wasi is his YouTube name, Fridge is his in-game name. It's actually funny, I didn't know that at one point. And he was actually one of my alliance members at that point. The way I figured it out and didn't, like, he still laughs at me about this, that I didn't realize it at the time. But I had talked to him one morning and we were talking about what he was working on in game and everything. And, I got done and I went on live later that evening, and I'm sitting there in chat talking to everybody about different things in the game, and he jumps on and he mentioned in chat what he's working on, and I'm like, oh hey man, that's awesome. I've got a guy in my alliance doing the exact same thing right now. And he's like, yeah, me. And I'd never put the two together until that exact moment. How's your day going, everyone? Mine, I have streamed the first time today, which is what we're doing right now. And I will be streaming tonight as well. So anytime I get a chance to hang out with you guys, it's a great day. Now, if I could just pick up like 5 sponsors that want to pay me like $1,000 a month, then I could just hang out with you guys all the time. Which is kind of the next goal, but we got to get a few things going first. But we are definitely moving in the right direction.
I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, fucking likely.
So last season was horrible, but I still made my highest position last season. I've been getting a lot of bad matchups in Battlegrounds this season. I'm gonna try a bit more tonight, but I'm in Silver 1, and I just can't seem to get enough matches in a row to get up to gold. I'm hoping I can break that streak tonight. But I don't know if it's me or if it's Battlegrounds this season. I haven't heard as much complaints this season as I did last season. This is my SWAT story. I was patrol 7 years before trying out for Metro. Didn't make it. Took another 3 years until I tried out for SWAT. Made it. Spent 6 years on SWAT before joining Metro SWAT. Man, it is one of the few careers, in spite of everything else, that you can legitimately have incentive to stick it out long term and move up. That is one of the things that I do think that you guys do get well, and obviously that's because the police union is strong. So, that is, if you can get past all the politics and all the societal things that get put upon you guys that aren't your fault, um, I think it's a great direction to be in. Metro SWAT is a team that takes more tactical calls and are called in before SWAT. It's nice that there are levels to things, and that it is not just directly go to the most intense thing. Um, and I also like the idea that there's an idea to push for de-escalation of situations. I have seen some nasty things happen that should not have even been possible. So what am I doing right now? Right now I am on my littlest account, the one I started in July, and I am finishing the last act, or the last level of Act 5 to finally get the full 100% on Act 5, so that I can pick up another 6-star and several other. Actually, I think I get 2 out of this and a few more 5-stars, and kind of set myself up a little better for the beginning of the Thronebreaker push that I am going to be starting on this account over the next month. Nice. That was a waste. I've seen some traumatizing things during the time I've been in Metro SWAT. It pains me to see how terrible people are. Yeah, I can only imagine, knowing some of the things that I personally know, what level it's like to actually be out there on the front line and see it on a day-to-day basis. But again, I do believe that it's less that people are terrible, and more that people get put into terrible situations, and that, and I'm not saying there aren't some people out there that are just bad people. I also do believe that, one of the reasons I've always been a huge fan of George R.R. Martin's works is because he doesn't write people as 100% good and 100% evil. In some situations, they're the hero. In other situations, they're the bad guy. And I think that is the best representation of actual life that there is, because that's the truth for everybody. And I know myself that, and hey, we gained a level and a mastery point in the process that I need to organize. So we'll take that. I know there's situations where I crossed lines that I'm not okay with because of the stress that was upon me at the time. And I have to deal with the fact that I did those things, and luckily enough, there was never any major I can't come back from results. But there are long-term consequences to my life. I was actually just talking to Wasi last night about this after the live stream, because he was asking me about a couple things. I made some mistakes when I was younger that I still pay for to this day. They make a lot of things a lot more difficult on me, in spite of the fact that the world has changed and some of the things I did are more acceptable now than they were when I did them. But I still have to live with the fact that a lot of my achievements were lessened by a lot of my screw ups. Um, and I also don't think that a lot of things that punish people for a lifetime should. Um, a lot of people don't know, but I got in a lot of trouble in my 20s and 30s. Um, I got several possession of marijuana charges. I got quite a few driving without a license charges. Um, I I ended up with a harassment charge over an ex-girlfriend. And when I was 18, I did a gas run because I was out of gas and I wanted to go see my kids. Um, and there are situations that these things still get brought up against me to this day. I'm 45 years old. And there are still times that I have to explain what I did when I was 18 years old. So if after 27 years I still can't get past some of the mistakes that the younger me did, no matter the reasons, I can only imagine how bad it gets, and I've seen it for some, how bad it can get for those who did worse things than what I did and have no chance to ever come back from it because society just doesn't allow it. Hell, when I was growing up, I got into some bad shit, no drugs or anything, but got into some gangs. But I saw the Marine recruiter. I knew that would put so much discipline in me. I get that, man. I was 100% planning to go into the Marine Corps, and then I got my ex-wife pregnant my junior year of high school, and got kicked out of high school, and then I went to go back, and the recruiters didn't want to talk to me anymore, so my life shifted. It was another one of those pinnacle moments. We all have skeletons in our closet we're not proud of. I'm sure we do. I know everyone does. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people have talked to me and opened up over the years, is because I do get that, and I have more than my own share, so often I can talk to people that a lot of people that don't feel like anybody could relate to them. And I try and do that as much as possible when the opportunities present. For some people, the worst thing they've done in their life was doing the shocker on their girlfriend. I wish I could say that was the worst thing I'd ever done in my life, YT. That was not the path I planned on going. Oh well, we're going there anyways. I was going to pick up that potion, not that I need it, but I was going to pick it up anyways. Why do I keep hitting auto fight? So used to that. Let's do Omega. You know, I started to read that comment. I'll read the rest after this fight. I saw the part of I needed the discipline from the Marines. I was a mixed bag because, like I said, I did ROTC in high school and stuff. And when it came to that, like, I still hold the record 29 years later as the fastest promoted for freshman in that ROTC program to this day. Because I was highly disciplined. I kept my uniforms tight. I made sure I did everything. That's part of the reason I became a training sergeant. And I think there were some things that would have really hindered me when I went in, if I would have went into the Marines, but there were other things that it would have massively benefited me. as well, and I wouldn't have gotten in a lot of the trouble I did. Um, but that being said, a lot of other things would not have happened, and I would not have been there for a lot of people that really needed me over the years, and I also wouldn't have my children. In spite the fact that we don't always have the greatest of relationships, you know, it's woulda, coulda, shoulda. I needed the discipline for the Marines. I had 2 years to get into shape and get my grades up, and I did. I was top every time in our PT. The Navy saw me and asked me if I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. I declined and served in Somalia, and then you know the rest. That's amazing, man. That's a great story. I admired the crap out of it, man. I don't know that it could have been my story, but at the same time, it's definitely one of those ones that, like, it's similar to how I see some of the things going, that at least if I kept up on that path. Grades were never a problem. I did great in school. I did great without even trying most of the time, to be truthful with you. Which was also part of the problem, is because I didn't have to try, so I had enough. Where everybody else had to focus and spend time on things, like, I already was done with things and was looking for other things to do. So, of course, girls in trouble. What else does a teenage boy do? As a matter of fact, I will say, not necessarily because of the problems I caused, but because of some of my intelligence and things like that, I am the reason why certain rules ended up existing. Breeze, how's it going? Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping in. I was actually just kind of giggling to myself about this the other day. So I mentioned that I helped start the computer program at my high school. Sounds like a high-functioning ADD kind of story. Yes, it was. Without a doubt. So when I was in junior high, I had the opportunity to go to Iowa State University and take a computer program. At that point in time, Iowa State University had the third largest supercomputer in the world. The first one being the government's, obviously. The second one being in California, and the third one being at ISU, which was directly connected to the one in the California. I took classes over the summer, and then when I got to high school, we actually started a computer program at our high school that was linked to the one directly at Iowa State University. And so obviously I knew quite a bit, and my teacher had to give me an A because I knew more about it than he did. I set up the damn program, or at least helped set up the program. Then the next year came around, and by the way, he also pulled my final project too. After my buddy Daryl went to jail multiple times, charges his son, also named Daryl, got himself in juvie. I kept tabs on young Daryl. He got shanked 4 times, and oh man, that sucks. If you had ADHD, you have something else with it. It's usually anxiety or depression, but can be autism, bipolar. Yeah, I have PTSD. I have severe PTSD. I have anxiety. I have depression, which are both associated with PTSD. I have a few other things. But so our senior project, or our final project, was come up with a something that was that you could do with a computer. Anything, literally anything, as long as it involved using a computer. Well, I grabbed 3 other ROTC members and we started drawing up plans for how to hack the White House. Which my teacher immediately gave me an A on and told me I had to stop my project because he was afraid I would succeed. Back then, I was a lot better with computers than I am now. But then over the summer, he went to ISU and took the classes I had taken. And came back and was like, yeah, I took all the classes you took. And I was like, good, so you're finally caught up to me. And then he gave me another A because he realized that's where he was. I was able to get him out of juvie, took him into my arms, made him turn his life around, and now he's 17 and completely turned his life around. That's amazing, man. Great job, dude. Sometimes that's exactly what it takes, is just somebody being there that actually cares. I know how hard it is when you don't think there is anybody. Vatlik, nice to see you. Appreciate you stopping in. How's it going today? You know, they try and make it a not enough fathers in our community type of issue. But at the same time, sometimes it's not just about a mom and a dad. It's about mentors and community members. And, we forget that they told us for years it takes a village to raise a child. It's about the people that are around you that can support you and support those children. I know with my own children, they didn't care about a lot of the things that I had to say. And sometimes just having some of my friends around that they respected meant that the message could actually get through even when I couldn't deliver it. And, you want to be the one that can do it all, especially as a father. But I will always be grateful for those who were able to help me look out for my kids. He got shot in the leg and sighed when he was 16 because he had some beef with some of his past. He fought through it. Me and my mom were by his side the entire time of his recovery still. Nice. That's awesome, man. I know, if you've ever been over on Rizzo's channel, Rizzo talks about a similar situation with a friend of his when he was a kid, that their family took him in and really helped him become who he is. And sometimes, like I said, that can make a world of difference. Got B out of the way. We still got 2 on A. Still 1 on C. You can pick up another small energy refill by taking C. So let's get C out of the way. We got the poison bleed path. We are saving the boosts. Obviously, we really don't need them on this particular level. Especially not using these champions. But I will need them for Act 6. As most of us know, Act 6 can be some of the worst content in the game. But like I said, this roster has come quite a ways and shaped up amazingly since its formation in July of last year. After the July 4th deals, no, there has not been a single dime spent on this account. It is a huge testament to what is possible. My pops left when I was 6, so I never had a dad to look up to, but clearly I didn't need one. Nice, man. Yeah, I get you. My mom left when I was 6 weeks old. So it was just me and my dad growing up. And he wasn't a good man. I say it all the time. There are some things I learned from my father, but a lot of what I learned from my father was what not to do, not what to do. It was more trying not to follow his example. I don't know why I did that for twice in a row. I know better than to do that. Like I said, I made my own mistakes, but I try and pride myself in not having made his. My dad had 21 kids, including me, and was a very abusive man. Hey Wolf, what's up everyone? Hey Cisco, nice to see you. How's it going? I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free. But I also believe too, and now I have a beautiful wife and 2 kids, including Daryl. That's amazing, man. Congratulations on that. Like I said, I've had a lot of lessons. That's what I have 2 amazing children. They both definitely make their own share of mistakes, and quite a few of mine too, unfortunately. And I hope someday that they're proud to call me their dad. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages, a vacant modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this. By the way, thank you guys for the 9 likes on stream already. I know, like I said, this is, just kind of a hangout fun day Sunday type of thing. We'll get more serious tonight with the main account. But I figured if we were going to knock this out anyways, I wanted to do it on stream. Alright, we're getting called to a raid, and so I gotta go, but hopefully I'll see you later tonight. Peace, have a good one. Deacon, thank you, be safe, please. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope that I do see you later tonight, just so you can let me know that you made it through everything okay. Thanks for all the support, man. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap So we got, I believe, 2 paths left after this one, and then we are gonna do an opening, and then I'm going to call it and take a break and get a few things done for my alliance, and then, like I said, I will be back tonight. I'm gonna go live at 6 p.m. PST tonight. So if anybody wants to stop in for that one, I would definitely appreciate it as well. We will be working on main account stuff tonight, so it'll be, like I said, higher end stuff. I got a couple of things that I want to do tonight. Partially to set up a couple things for the crystal opening tomorrow. And partially to figure out where my resources are so I can start pushing the rest of Act 8. I did start Act 8, and then the International Women's Day challenges jumped in, and I had to divert a little bit to go grab Werewolf. But gotta get back into those, get things taken care of so that we can get that a little bit closer to that Valiant title. Definitely want to get that well before July 4th this year. We'll see if July 4th is my return to spending or not. Obviously, it's going to depend a lot on how these next couple months go. Obviously, I got to get the bills paid and get a few things caught up before we can get back to spending. But you guys have been amazing and helped me get a little bit of support going. So I do appreciate that so much while I try and figure things out. I do have a goal that we will get to the day that I get to do this full time and not care about having to figure out other ways to take care of things, knowing that, you know, everything is covered. But I have never had a plan that would be on the backs of you guys. I do appreciate, I mean, you guys will definitely be part of it. And I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that even considers donating. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed, liked, commented, everybody who has donated, everybody who has become a member, everybody who's even looked at the merch store. Thank you for everything. Currently busy with school project, and I thought I'd stop in and have a good stream, y'all. Thank you, Nathaniel. I appreciate you stopping in and at least dropping a like. Appreciate it, man. Go ahead and burn these little ones, and then we'll get back into the big ones. I was actually kind of surprised today because I was planning that I was gonna have actually spend some units on energy refills, but the path so far has provided. So I think we may actually get through this without actually spending any units today, which will make this even better. Now, obviously, this path would have been a little easier week or two ago. I don't know. Where the hell are we on those? Because we did just get the Luke Cage buff. But it's still not going to be difficult, obviously. I mean, it would be if I was using lower level champions, obviously. But hey, we use what we got. And what I got He's good. He's good. I love seeing all the green names in chat. It's I like last night was so amazing, guys, and I can't thank you guys enough for that one. It is really, something that I am so excited. It's another step closer to my dream of doing this full time. Every amazing stream, big stream that we have like that, be it the Necro birthday stream, the membership challenge last night, whatever it is, the Werewolf by Night grinds, the new account challenges, the push to see if I can beat DD, all the things we have done over the last year and a half have been just so much fun. That was nice to see, and sorry for not no, man, no apologies whatsoever, man. Like, you did, you were there, and I appreciate it, and, like, that's all I ever asked. It was still, like, we would have, even if it hadn't gone over well last night, and that hadn't been the results, I would have just switched gears and done something else, and still hung out with you guys, because honestly, you guys are my community, and you guys are the people I look to all the time. 7-star trophy play. Yep. How's it going, Jacob? Yeah, I decided, like I said, I'm pushing both the littler accounts up to at least Thronebreaker. At least one of them will go to Paragon. But I'm also at 100%ing Act 1 through 4 on both accounts, which, or 1 through 5 on both accounts. This is the last 2 pass of 5.4.6. And when I got to the point that I had 100%ed everything except for the last 5 pass on this, I stopped immediately and said, you know what? I'm going to do this on stream. And so I've been waiting a couple days to do this on stream, and thought we'd have a little bit of fun and watch something a little different than normal. I figured Thanos versus Ultron sounded like a little bit of fun. And I got 2 shots left to get I actually did get a solo on him on the last one. But we got 2 more shots to solo him with 7-star Thanos. And we get to play with Moondragon as well. Plus, on top of that, too, like, I mean, legitimately, how many streamers do you watch play Thanos? At least I can do something different than everybody else in this way. Mostly because all of them either already have a stacked roster and would never touch him. Or which is, 99% of them. Or they don't have him as a 7-star and wouldn't touch him even if they did. But, and I, like on my main account, if I had him as a 7-star on my main account, he'd get used in arena. And that's it, period. Like, I'm not doing 7 for 7 with him or anything like that. But over here, it's a little bit of a different story. Like, he's the biggest champion on this account. So why not clear content with him? I mean, I won't be rank 2ing him. By the time I get to even discussing that, like, I will have more 7-stars on this account. Heck, I haven't even bought the 2 10,000 shard 7-stars from this account yet. So we have a lot to go. Actually just got my first 7-star on my second account last week, I think it was. And ended up being 7-star Korg as my first 7-star. Which will be great for defense. Especially considering some of the alliances that this alliance faces. But yeah, gonna be shooting for the next one. Hopefully we'll come out a lot stronger on that one. So like I said, guys, I believe this is the next to the last path, and then we are going to do a crystal opening for whatever we get out of this journey. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and call it for today. Obviously, we probably are another 20 minutes, half an hour at least. So that I can get through this last fight and then the full path again. And then I'm going to be live again this evening. I plan on going live 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. I will probably be working on some Battlegrounds, trying to get myself up further, since that was kind of the original plan for last night, until the challenge got issued. And then, nope. Couldn't deny the man the opportunity. Plus, on top of that, you guys really seem to like it, so glad I didn't. But yeah, I gotta get pushing on my Battlegrounds, and depending on how things go, I also may throw a couple Winter of Woe fights in there as well, because I did promise after last night that I would do Winter of Woe this week before it expires, even though I haven't done any of it yet. So at least get my first initial points in. And then after that, we walk away from Winter of Woe again and leave it alone until after I get done with Act 8, which by that point, there won't be much of a point to it anyways. But at the same time, it was definitely one of those things that I kind of had planned on not doing whatsoever. So anything extra I get out of it is a bonus. And we got another solo on Ultron with Thanos. And one path left to go. So let's see if we can do it again, and let's see if we have anything worth picking up on this last path. Hey, it's the last one we have left. I already see one of the potions is not on this pass, so we'll see if there's anything on this one. I'm not even going to scout this one ahead of time, because it is literally just the last pass, so we're just going to go ahead and knock it out. Doesn't matter what's on any of the other paths. We're not in here to farm anyways. Not that that is even relevant anymore. It's amazing. On my main account, I can get them to run into my attack with Tiger constantly. On this one, like, it's a lot harder to get them to position properly. I don't know why. Five-star Maestro, 6-star Ultron Classic in the future as well. Poll, please. Okay, Jordan, I will put it up. 5-star Maestro, I doubt it. 6-star Ultron Classic, possible. But I don't know. Let's see. Throw an extra. I keep hitting the wrong button. I'm gonna throw a couple other options in here real quick. Just for the fun of it. And that is your one pull, Jordan. No, nothing to apologize for, Jordan. I promised you from the beginning of the channel that you could have one poll during a live stream. If you stopped in, you could ask for one poll in a live stream. So that is your one poll for this one, and it's up until we end tonight or this afternoon, because we're only going to be going for until I finish this path and we do the opening, so. that? Sorry, I looked over because I got multiple messages popping up, not just from you guys, but from my alliance as well. And totally screwed up Warlock. By the way, I need to do one thing real quick. I should have done it. By the way, Wasi, if you are still on, I don't know if you are. And I apologize that I haven't said it yet, but happy birthday. Sorry, guys, I wanted to fix one thing real quick. I'm going to say yes, 5-star Maestro, 6-star Ultron Classic as well. Okay, no problem.
Be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be, living in a time where disease is on every screen, I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering, negativity is a plague for the mentally weak, no mercy, all I got is working, never stop searching, never quench the thirsty, I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic, you can't stop it, it's been chronic, since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic, go! To last with the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past with all I'm achieving, got my foot on gas, never stop competing, if you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em, make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em, if you take off the cast, you can see all the healing, if the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it, I just wanna be iconic, sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it, you know that I'm always honest, stay away from those who are toxic, keep 'em out your face, no way, you don't want 'em, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything, it's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease, but I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy, I can leave a legacy of...
Yes, we're gonna honk out the rest of the path, and then we'll revive Thanos for Ultron and finish it up. And then we will do the opening and see who else is live to go over and show some support before we wrap things up. And like I said, it's going to be a few hours. I got to get a few things done, but I will be back live tonight at 6 p.m. my time, PST. And we will get some more stuff done. Because we got a ton to do. And I'll be honest with you, when I started pushing Act 5, the whole point was so that we could pick up 6-star Hulk, because I didn't have one on this account. We should get a 1-star Maestro and classic Ultron. Nice, Gerald. How's it going, man? How you liking that new crystal next to your name? We are almost done with this last path of Act 5. And then we're going to do a crystal opening of whatever we get out of this. And like I said, we're going to see who's live and go over and show some support to somebody else before I go and get the rest of what I need to do accomplished. Drewski, how's it going? Nice to see ya. How you been since last night? Whew. Screwed that one up. Super high. I passed out from the dab, man. No problem. Nothing wrong with that. Harry Neal, nice to see you. Well, I was trying to complete part 6 of Act 4. That's okay. It's easy enough to recover from, man. You get it. I mean, right now we're 100% in part 6 of Act 5. Or at least I will be here in the next few fights. I think I can bring that on. On chapter 3 of Act 4. Nice. I finished it this morning, and my bad, I lied. It was Act 4, Part 4. I just 100%ed it this morning. Nice. Congratulations on that, bro. Like I said, man, I totally encourage, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream, this afternoon. Anybody who has not at least has not become at least Thronebreaker to 100% everything through Act 5 before you do. It's honestly easy enough, but it's also good practice. And Act 6 is a whole another story in itself. Plus, on top of that, too, the resources will help you position your champions better for getting in there and having a better chance at Act 6, because there is nothing more brutal in this game than Act 6, to be honest with you, that I have found so far. And that's even with the fact that I have done my first path in Necropolis, which did not even remotely compare. Ooh, walked into that one. That one was my screw up. Trying to keep that heal block consistently on him. And that's why right there. Ah! I got a 5-star Venom the Duck off the Null Crystal event going on. Not the greatest champion, but not horrible. A lot better than Howard the Duck. But I always enjoy a new 5-star, and a dupe 5-star is great ISO. Thought I had the decks there. It would have been awesome if it was Null. Yes. Null is awesome to have. I do have him as a 7-star on the main account. Okay, guys, let's finish this Ultron off and go open some rewards and see what we got. Last 24% should not be a problem whatsoever. Shouldn't have been a problem in the first place, but hey. Now we got the heal block on him. And there we go, guys. Instinct, nice to see you. Appreciate you. Gerald, thank you for stopping back with the Rizzo raid. How did Rizzo do in Battlegrounds? I stopped in to show some support before I came over and did this. Trash. Rizzo, how's it going? Yeah, I'm probably gonna do some Battlegrounds tonight myself, man. You should already know how Rizzo did in Battlegrounds. Hey, I always like to give you the benefit of the doubt that it might have went well. We all have those good ones. You guys made it just in time for me to collect the rewards and go open up a couple crystals and then probably bounce out for the afternoon, because I'm gonna be back live later. I haven't gotten a good Battleground stream since the DOT meta. Yeah, that sucks. Not even for sure who I need out of these, so we're just taking classes I know I can get good ISO out of. Yes, I have a 7-star Thanos on my alt account. It's actually the littlest account of the 3. And it did not get any of the milestones during Banquet, or at least not the ones that give you the 7-star crystals. And I ended up getting still out of Banquet crystals. I got a 7-star Thanos and a 7-star Moondragon on this account. Wolf, this is random, but have you ever had Mediterranean food? I've had shawarma. I've had gyros. That's probably the best, the most Mediterranean-based food I've had. Loving the new alliance. Thanks for the recommendation. Yes, I almost forgot, Rizzo. Thank you so much for sending him over to me. I appreciate it overwhelmingly. Breezy is working out great already. Definitely being a great member, and I appreciate you sending him over. I meant to actually hit you up before now and say thank you for thinking of me. See what we get with the Awakening Gym here. Science. I'm making chicken shawarma for dinner tonight. Nice. Not a problem, homie. Yeah, man, like I said, I appreciate it. The 2 to 3 rank up for free. Not for free, but without having to spend the... Bro, I'm hungry now. So we finished the poll. We got 66% on yes. They will both come out. 22 on no for neither one will. 11% for we will get the 6-star Ultron Classic, but we will never get Maestro as a 5-star. And nobody voted for that we would get Maestro, but not Ultron. Ooh, those will be helpful. Yeah, I'll get to those later. They're not important. Did we get anything in here that matters? No. See, we got 2 relics here. I'm gonna go ahead and knock them out. Ooh, okay, so we got Captain America dupe and Black Panther is the first time as 4 stars. I will take those. Those will definitely help on this account. We did get a 3-star one here as well. Dupe and Miss Marvel there. Or no, that was Black Widow. Sorry, I saw that wrong. What do relics do? Couple things. Number 1, they can extend your attacks. And number 2, they benefit your champions and give them extra abilities. It's nice. You can throw a relic in the middle of a combo and get a stun and extend out your combos. Be right back. No problem, Rizzo. So, yeah, we definitely don't need that 5-star Moondragon since we already have her as a 7-star, but... Red Mags. Is that a first-time pull? No, that is an Awakening on him, I believe. Yep. So that's nice. That'll definitely help. I don't remember if I have a 6-star Red Mags on this account or not yet. But just having him available is always useful going down the road. Oh, slid over Vox to Cassie. Ooh. Jordan, no problem. I will check it later. And so let's see, we got one last one that we're going to open here. We have the full 6-star that we pulled out of this. And that is where we are going to go ahead and see how well it goes and then call it for the day. Let's see what this new 6-star happens to be. Emma Frost. I will take her. That is definitely a great immunity champion to have. So she will be a factor in things for sure. And we did just pick up a rank 1 to rank 2 gem for a mutant. So again, another great option there. Let's see. So I see there is an absolute legend in our community live right now. And I think it is a great person to go over and raid. If you guys are not aware, check one thing real quick. Sorry guys, trying to get everything set here. So one of the members of one of the larger alliances and a good friend of Brian Grant's, Enzo, happens to be live at the moment. And I thought maybe we might go over and say hi. Thought you were gonna get that and all. Yeah, I did too. So let's go over and say hi and show some love and see if we can't get a shout out and maybe expand us in the community a little bit with a hashtag Wolfpack raid. We're gonna go over and say hi to Enzo, and I will be back live in about 4 hours, a little over. But until then, guys, I hope everybody has a great day, a great night, and pulls a God tier champion soon. And until the next one, peace out. Have a great day, guys. I will see you back in about 4 hours, a little over. Love you guys.